Hey everybody, Chris here. So could there be another big Dogecoin dip coming? We're going to explore that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. In the last live stream, there's a lot of negativity there in the chat, and maybe part of it is some of you just want to get more Doge at a cheap price. Back down to 9 cents, you can scoop up more of that Doge at a low price. Maybe that is what you're looking at. Some of you think, though, that Doge is going to even go much lower than that. Looking at the charts, will we revisit the 8-7 cent range that we saw back in February? Some of you are just perma-bulls, though. And I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you're just shorting the market and you want the price to go down. You want everyone to be in fear so that you can make money on the short side. Well, we have a lot of liquidations going on, of course, both short and long. That's a lot of the manipulation, the price we see, more driven on the Bitcoin side and ETH as well than in Doge, but still millions of dollars of leveraged trades, both short and long, getting liquidated. But what do we see now for Dogecoin and its price? Will we see another big dip? Well, let's take a look at the charts in the news. I'll show you what I'm looking at. So we start here with Dogecoin right around 10.8 cents as I'm recording this. Again, just kind of going sideways from yesterday, little up and down action. We see that with Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin climbing out of my big purple rectangle there, which is a good sign for Bitcoin. Of course, we have Bitcoin's price coming up to 58,000 earlier this morning, and then dropping down to 56.9 and now climbing back up. And what does that mean? That means there are big liquidations, both for the long liquidations, and now we're seeing some of the shorts. As Bitcoin comes back up in price, we see some of these big short liquidations happening. So again, this is the manipulation that we've been watching, trying to flush out leverage trading, but there's always more leverage, new leveraged buying going. As we zoom out on the Dogecoin chart, though, this is what we've seen since near the end of May. Bad June month of trading, but is this the bottom here? And this is the recovery that we're going to see coming out of the bottom, or are we going to see another dip going forward? Dogecoin price prediction: is a recovery possible after this week's decline? So this was the end of the week decline. There is a recovery starting, though, in the charts right now, as we showed on the live stream yesterday. Someone said, the 4-hour chart looks really bearish. And I was like, no, it doesn't. Actually, we looked at the chart, and no, it was looking bullish, and we have seen a bit of recovery there. So again, moderate fluctuations. Dogecoin price trading around 10.86 or so, reflecting a decrease of maybe 1%. That's pretty minor. Trading volume is down, so the volatility is kind of flattening out, but that means that with that low volume, there's more chance of some price manipulation. That's right. So what can we expect from recent volatility? That's the volatility we had leading up to the past 24 hours. Not really much happening. The dip reflected a broader downtrend in value over the month. Doge has fallen by around 36%. Again, this is looking back a month, and that is from what we're looking at now, though, is are we going to recover from here, or are we going to see further dip happening? The Dogecoin price may struggle to keep up its momentum on a recovery. Doge is anticipated the price might stabilize or potentially decrease as buying pressure remains subdued. That's right, not a lot of buying happening around 11 cents, but as soon as that price starts to dip more, we see that buying coming back. It's the buying on the dips, and we see that with the whales as well. The whales like to buy the dips as well. So overall, again, Dogecoin is following, for the most part, following what Bitcoin trades. And if Bitcoin continues to be challenged in terms of the German government selling Bitcoin, we have the Mt. Gox distributed Bitcoin, the Bitcoins that are being sent to different exchanges on behalf of its users. Once they go to those users, other users are going to be selling that as well. Some of that may already be priced in, yes, but if there is selling on the open market, that does tend to drag the price down. So we can look at Doge separately on its own, but again, right now, without any specific news on the Dogecoin front, it's kind of going to be stuck with however Bitcoin and the overall market is trading right now. So 73% of Dogecoin holders are in profit, but what does the market indicators look at? So overall, I mean, that's good that we do have a large concentration of Dogecoin holders in profit. We all are waiting for much bigger profits to come. And so there's a lot of holding. Whales are in control. That 62% of all Dogecoin is in the hands of large investors and exchanges. They leave that part out, but that concentration on exchanges is a big part of Dogecoin. On the liquidation heat map, again, there'll be some big shorts up here to be taken out eventually when Dogecoin moves up again. But right now, the liquidations are really more on the Bitcoin and the ETH front. Those are the big ones where there's huge leveraged trades going on, both on the long and the short. And those are the ones the market makers are wanting to take out. And if they take out some Doge leverage trades at the same time, I think that's just bonus right now. What's next, though? Doge is an interesting spot. Most holders are in profit. Some investors have a bearish bias. The fact that big investors control so much Dogecoin adds another layer of uncertainty. Again, a lot of that is on the backs of exchanges, because a lot of people who buy Doge, they just keep it on the exchange. They don't move it to their own wallets. So if you're on Coinbase or Robinhood, those are exchange wallets that hold such a huge amount of Dogecoin. Same with Binance as well. We know Kraken has a lot. So that's really more of the story here. However, we've got Dogecoin having these mixed metrics, and how this price action will play into whether we see a big gain coming forward or a big dip. The bears appear to dominate. Dogecoin's outlook is complex, yes. Massive numbers of investors in profit likely amplify optimism, but there are still big bearish stances. And I feel it too, and I hear you guys talking about it. Right now, as we look forward going into the summer, I still think it's going to be up and down, and there's not going to be a huge move one way or the other coming forward in the near future. Michael Vanderpop is very bullish on altcoins, but that's because he sold all of his Bitcoin and went all into alts, thinking that alt season is starting and that he'll be able to sell his alts and rotate back into Bitcoin and have a lot more Bitcoin on the back end of this. That's what his big bet is. Is that going to play out? Well, he says, well, it's still early, but if this week is going to continue this upward trend, then the signs start to become better that we are in altcoin season. So we'll be checking in on Michael and what he's up to as we go forward. What's happening with SHIB? The burn rate explodes to 440%, and you're like, wow, that's great. Like, a lot of SHIB burning. And then you get the actual numbers, and you're like, SHIB burn data shows a burn rate spiking 439.9% as 6.2 million coins were burned. 6.2 million. That's nothing. That is not enough to make any significant change, because there's 589 trillion coins. So 6 million doesn't even move the needle. Nobody is using Shibarium. Nobody is using ShibaSwap unless you're already in that SHIB ecosystem. I still think eventually there's going to be some big run in the SHIB's price. They'll probably go along with alt season, but right now there's not really a lot going on with SHIB. So right now there's a lot more concentration on Bonk, Bonk being the big Solana meme. And that seems to be doing much better. We looked at the crypto bubbles and we're like, bonk up 11.9, outperforming all of the other meme coins. Of course, Celestia, Say, big winners over the past 24 hours. And even VeChain is saying, hey, don't forget about me. Making a good run too. But Bonk is getting a lot of the attention on the meme front, not so much Doge and others. But so here's Doge. As we're trading right now, it's going to be up and down as we go forward. We'll see whether this big dip happens or not. I'm certainly not counting on it. I still think we're going to follow this, see if this upward trend line, support line actually holds as we start to get close to it. That's what I'm watching. We'll be live again Wednesday at 4 o'clock East Coast time. Join in the chat as well, because I want to know your thoughts too, both in the chat during the live stream, but you can leave a comment below as well. Are you just wanting a lower price because you want to buy more, or are you just a bear, a perma bear, thinking that all of crypto is going down? Because I know there's some of you out there as well. But give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.